Facebook friends and family. How are you guys doing today? I hope that everyone is doing wonderful and swell per usual on this good Tuesday afternoon. It is August the 19th, 2025, and it is currently 4:09 p.m. here in Detroit, Michigan. I got home probably a couple of hours ago or whatever. I had spent the night at my friend's house or whatnot. I had went over there last night, which of course you guys seen. I had hopped out the shower, I had made a video, and then my Uber had pulled up. And I had went over there. We had watched a movie or two or whatever. I went to sleep, and then I came back home this morning or whatever. And we had ended up watching a movie yesterday. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was about a family that was being like stalked by aliens, and the child was going through things. He was having dreams about the aliens, and they were seeing that they started to investigate it, and they were seeing that there was a couple of other families going through the same things or whatnot. So it was a pretty interesting movie. Like, I really enjoyed it. However, that goes to people being experimented on by all types of things, government agencies, the military, quote unquote aliens, and everything like that. So anyway, it was a pretty interesting movie. And I came back here. I had ordered a few things from Walmart delivery or whatnot. And I tried to make more healthier choices for my kids as far as like whole grain cereals with like almond clusters and yogurt clusters and things like that. And I tried to order them fruits and yogurts and things opposed to chips and candies and things like that. Healthy fruit juices and stuff, just to make it to the market. So anyway, I was making more healthier choices for the kids or whatnot. And we had made some tacos with ground turkey, and they're really good, by the way. And I said I was going to get like some vegan options and things like that, and just mix it, mix the options together. Vegan options along with like eating more healthier meats as far as like lean turkey and chicken and things like that, and fish and stuff, just to help clear out our system and things. Incorporate, I don't know who that is. Incorporate more fruits, more vegetables, and detoxing teas and things like that, just to clean out our systems and stuff, because I noticed that I needed to detox. And that brings me to what I want to talk about. For one, I had noticed like my skin, it's been going through, like, one day it'll be clearing up, then the next day it'll be like have like a few little pimples or whatnot. Not really big ones, but like little small ones or whatever. So it's like one day my skin will be okay, the next day something's irritating it. One day it's okay, the next day it's irritated. So healthier food options is definitely on the menus. More fruits, more vegetables, smoothies, and fruit juices and things like that. When I be able to get my money up and get into a better environment and things like that, I really want to get into herbs and juicing and stuff. But one day at a time, baby steps. But anyway, and it was bringing me to like sit down and think about myself and the things that I've been experiencing. So like as far as like dating, one thing I noticed about dating and talking to guys or whatever is like, when I'm talking to somebody who's good for me or kind of like compatible for me, or, we have a lot of chemistry, I pretty much be okay when we get to having physical activities. But as soon as I start talking to somebody who I'm not really compatible with, I be dry down there, and I know it's a difference because my tsunami wet. But then when I talk to guys who's not really compatible for me, one of the telltale signs would be when we get ready to have like sexual intercourse or something like that, I'll just dry the fuck up. Then when we do get to doing it, like their bodily fluids mixed with mine, if they're not a good match for me, it'll throw my pH off. And I can tell every time. So, and I was having that problem at one time when me and my baby daddy was together. I could not get rid of like BV. And he was such a cheater. And he would always, every time I had sex with him, I would get BV. But then when we broke up and I started talking to somebody else, I would never have that problem. No yeast infection, no BV, no funny odors, no fishy whiffs from the BV or musty smells or anything like that. But as soon as I started talking to a guy who's not really good for me, here it go. Trying to have sex with them, it's either BV or yeast, BV or yeast, or a whiff of some fish or something like that. And it's like, that's my body telling me like, warning, warning, red flag, red flag. And no, not saying that they have STDs, because that doesn't be the case. It just be that their fluids mixed with my fluids, their energy mixed with my energy does not work. It don't mix. And I've noticed that with dating different guys and things like that, and the situations that we were going through and what takes place when we're intimate and things of that nature. And that's what I came up with about myself. And when I'm talking to somebody who I really like and the chemistry is good and we could probably be good and compatible, I don't have those type of problems. The fountain is fountaining. It ain't no smells. It ain't no discomfort. It ain't hard for them to get in or anything like that. But when I'm talking to somebody who they got a motive or it's some weird ass shit going on behind the scenes, it's like my body is warning me, like warning, 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 warning. So I don't know what's urging me to talk about that, but maybe somebody else experienced things like that too, or they don't notice that that's why they experience things like that. But anyway, I'm just jotting it down in my digital diary because I like to talk about the things that I go through and that I notice with my personal life. So, that was that. And I was just thinking about that because I recently was talking to somebody, but we haven't been talking lately or whatever. So, you know, me, once I see some shit ain't right, I see it ain't right, I can move on to the next or whatever. And then talking to somebody new, it's like, it's just not the same. And this person isn't new. I actually knew them for a long time. But it's just what I could tell going through what I've been through or whatever. So I wanted to jot that down in my digital diary for me to take note too. Now, it's something else that I had wanted to talk about too. Because I've been seeing like the Elon Musk videos have been popping up on my timeline lately. And I always said I was going to work with him for like the last year or whatever. I felt like Elon Musk was watching me, and the elites in the upper government. I say it all the time, like people like to observe me, like put her through this, put her through that, see how she react, like the Truman Show. And I say that these platforms were created so that people can watch us. And I watched a video with Elon Musk's voice behind it the other day. And it was basically saying like how he created platforms to search into people's lives and see how they handle things. He said he was looking for different reactions out of different age groups, different races, different nationalities, and things like that. And that's what I've been saying about platforms. Meta, AI, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, whatever it is, they watch us on our platforms to see how we react to certain things, like the Truman Show. And then they get people that they find very interesting, and they do things like offer them offers to the Illuminati, or watch them, or gang stalk them, or put them through these military experiments or tests and things like that, just to see how they would react. And it's bringing me to the book of Job. Now, I shared a movie, and it's a movie based off the book of Job in the Bible. And, dang, I can't think of it right now. Anyway, it's about a black man and his family, and he's basically reacting what happened to Job in the Bible. And if you know about the book of Job in the Bible, then you know that Job was a very wealthy man. He was very rich in spirit, therefore rich on earth, as above, so below. And he had everything you could think of. He had land, he had crop, he had animals, he had a beautiful family. All of his children were successful. He had a beautiful wife. She loved him dearly. He was very rich in spirit and in earth. He had servants and everything that worked for him and everything. He had worked for his land, and basically he ran that shit. Okay? Then, you know, God was very proud of Job. So here comes Satan. He comes along and he says, well, Job is only one of your favorite people because you spoil him. You give him everything that he wants. But I bet if you took everything away from Job, he'd turn his back on you, God. He wouldn't be for you no more. He'd be for the streets just like everybody else. He'd be for me, Satan. And God said, no, not Job. Job is a very faithful servant to me, which is why he is blessed in the first place. And then the devil said, exactly, because he's a faithful servant to you, because you give him everything he wants. Basically like a teacher's pet. So God said, well, no, he's faithful because he chooses to be, and that is why he's blessed. Even though you throw temptation at him, he still chooses to be godly. That is why he's blessed. So Satan said, well, take everything away from him and let's see if he's still going to be godly. So God said, all right, if you want to test them, go ahead. You can test them. Put them through as many extreme tests as you want to. You just can't kill them. Y'all can see I keep touching my laptop because I don't want to have to re-put my password in. But I'm going to play a piece of this video that has Elon Musk's face on it in a minute. Anyway, he goes to say, God says, well, Satan, go ahead. Test Job. Take everything. Everything. Just don't kill him. So Job started taking away his crop, taking away his land, killing his kids, fucking with his money. Everything that you could take from his, let's just say if it was this day and time, he took away his house, he took away his car, he robbed him out of his bank account, he cheated with his wife, he killed his kids, he put some of them in jail, he took everything that Job had ever worked for. And Job still was praising God. And then he said, okay, well, let's take away every single last one of his friends. And let's make his wife turn her back against him. Then let's see how he act. So then Job's friends came over and they was like, ooh, we don't want to hang around with you. You must be going through something. It got to be a reason that God is punishing you. Whole time God was allowing Satan to test Job. But they said, ooh, if God is allowing you to lose your house, lose your car, lose your family, your kids dying, your money got stolen, if all that is happening to you, God is letting that happen to you for some reason, which was true. But it was to prove the ultimate test of faithfulness, faith of a mustard seed, and never turning your back on the hand that fed you, to be loyal and to be faithful to the ones that are loyal and faithful to you. That was the test that nobody knew that Job was going through between Satan and God. So after Satan took everything and he seen that Job was still praising God, he said, well, God, let me fuck with his health. And God said, you know what? You really pushing him, motherfucker. He already proved his loyalty. But I'm going to let you test his health. But you just can't kill him. So he started getting all these boils on him. Real painful boils that was popping and made him look all ugly and nasty and feel ill. He was embarrassed. He was embarrassed. They had smells to them. And remember I was talking about like getting the boil up under my boob or whatever. And sometimes it would have a smell. I had to keep it clean and all that type of stuff. They was making him go through the boils and everything. And that's so funny. Because one day somebody asked me like, what is your favorite features about you? And now my favorite features about me are the ones that people consider to be flaws. My gap, my not so perky boobs, and my hips, my little fupa and stuff. Those are my favorite features about me because they're not fake. They can't be copied. They're who I am. But anyway, I had started getting these boils up under my boobs kind of like about last summer or somewhere up in there or whatever. But to go back to Job, he started getting all the boils and they were embarrassing. They made him look nasty. They had nasty smells to him and everything. And it made him feel like he would die. And then that's when he finally said, God, why? Why are you taking me through this? What did I do to deserve this? I have always been loyal to you. I always praise you. I raised my family up to believe in you, God. And you will never leave or forsake me, said yourself. Meanwhile, you letting me go through all of this. I'm losing my family, losing my friends. I lost my kids, lost my crop, lost my money, lost my wife. Now my health. What the fuck did I do to deserve this? Kill me. Kill me instead of letting me suffer like this. And God said, okay, now you pushing it. But Satan, you tested him. And he's still faithful and loyal to me. He still does not want to worship you. He won't break, even down to his health. You have taken everything from him except his last fucking breath. And he still chooses to be in the upright and worship God instead of being a fucked up person and worship Satan. He beat the ultimate test. You have to let him go. You have to set him free. He proved his loyalty to me. And Satan had to back down. And now he see that it was no coming between Job and God. And because God allowed Job to be tested by Satan and he beat every test, he then blessed Job with double for his trouble. He gave him 10 times more crop, 10 times more of the animals. His wife loved him even more. He had 7 kids at first. He got double for his trouble. Then he had 14 kids who were even more loving to him, understanding to him, more fruitful to bring him grandchildren. And he lived an extra long life. He got double for his trouble and lived a beautiful life in his later years. But he had to beat the ultimate test to show his love and loyalty to the Most High and to himself and what he believed in. The ultimate test of not turning on yourself and your beliefs, not selling your soul, not breaking under pressure, never folding, standing on business, 10 toes down against the devil when he come to fuck your life up. Okay? Now that brings me to myself, where I said I lost all of my family, lost all of my friends to some bullshit, right? Kids turn against you, work against you with the ops, go through all this type of stuff. They took my house, people was fucking with my cars, stole my money, all types of shit, just like Job. I took a lot of losses, but I noticed now that I was going through the ultimate test, even with the emails asking that I want to join the Illuminati, and how my life went to shambles after I said no. So it's like I pay attention to all that. I even joke about having the boils, which I used to get them like right here. So not on my private, not on the panty line, but like right probably up under the fupa, like right here and stuff like that. Those went away. I used to get them every month. I'm saying it like it's multiple, but I used to get one every month, one boil that would come right when I come on my cycle. And it would pop right when I come off of my cycle. For some reason, and it would hurt. Now I don't get those down there. I don't have no issues down here other than a little hyperpigmentation. But then I started getting the boils under my boobs. One here, one here. And now they're starting to go away. They don't be as painful. They'll probably stay for like one day. I could put a hot compress on it. It pops. It goes away. I clean it up. It's no problem. But the test, the ultimate test of even down to your health, just to see like, are you going to turn and go to the wrong side, or are you going to fight for what you believe in and stay in the upright? So bringing me to the Truman Show. It's like you see the whole city watched him. A platform owner basically watched him, a radio personnel and stuff. The whole world was watching Truman while all he was trying to do was live his life and get into a happy place. But they just wanted to test him. They saying that he was very strong. He wasn't easily broken. So they wanted to keep testing him just to push his limits, staging all type of things for him to go through. That's why I say my life is like the Truman Show. Here with this Facebook platform, Meta, AI, YouTube, and all those type of things, I've been through cyberbullying, all types of shit. People mocking me, mocking the things I say, mocking the things that I go through, purposely and intentionally recording me just to see how I react, purposely doing fucked up shit to me, setting up traps, taking my money and everything, stealing from me just to see what I would do and would I break and join a fucked up ass clique of fake ass people. Would I finally break and want to join them? And the answer is no. But I always said I was going to, starting last year, I said I was going to work with Elon Musk because I felt like he was watching me. or whatever, based off of platforms, Meta, AI, and everything like that. And I didn't know that he ran Twitter at first. And again, I've never had Twitter, but maybe I need to get one, especially if I said I'm going to work with Elon Musk, right? However, they watch these platforms. And somebody told me that. They said, just like people watch DoorDash and Lyft, Uber and stuff like that, you know, you can make your way up to a platinum driver or, you know, top dasher and things like that. They watch you on platforms too. Who get the most views? Who draws in the most attention? Who can draw in attention from every nationality, every religion, every age group, and things like that. And that's what Elon Musk was saying. I created these platforms to find a person who was able to basically draw in attention and understand life on every single level, different perspectives, every aspect. And I've been talking about the same thing. Now, this video just popped up on my timeline. It said it was made 4 days ago. And it says, the test Elon Musk created just for you. Will you pass? Now, if I click on it, I just want to play the first couple of seconds.
Not about intelligence or knowledge or any skill you can learn in school.
Hold on.
This is a test.
It's like a minute. This is about 30 seconds in already.
Here's something most drivers don't know. The older your car, the cheaper your insurance should be. If your vehicle...
Before we start, tell me where you are listening from in the comments. Maybe you are someone who thinks you understand what drives people to do the right thing. Maybe you assume that moral choices are simple and that good people always know what the correct decision is. Maybe you have never been tested in a way that reveals what you would actually do when your principles conflict with your self-interest. This conversation is for you. I want to give you a test right now. Not about intelligence or knowledge or any skill you can learn in school. This is a test about who you really are when no one is watching, when the stakes are real, and when doing the right thing costs you something important. This is about discovering whether your values are just words you say or principles you actually live by. This is not about having the right answers, because moral situations rarely have clear right and wrong choices. This is about how you think when faced with decisions that will affect other people's lives, how you balance competing responsibilities, and whether you can make difficult choices when every option has serious consequences. Today, I want to test you because I believe most people have never discovered what they are truly made of when their character is genuinely challenged. You have been making easy moral choices your entire life. Decisions where doing the right thing costs you nothing, or where the consequences of your actions only affect you. But real character is revealed only when doing the right thing requires genuine sacrifice, when helping others means harming yourself, and when standing up for your principles could cost you everything you have worked to build. Are you ready to find out what kind of person you really are when your values are tested by real consequences? Are you prepared to discover whether your moral convictions are strong enough to guide your decisions when they conflict with your immediate interests? Let me give you a situation, and I want you to pay careful attention not just to what you decide, but to how your mind works as you consider your options. Notice what factors you consider most important, what you are willing to sacrifice, and what lines you will not cross, regardless of the consequences. Here is your test. You are the manager of a small company with 12 employees. The business has been struggling for months due to economic conditions beyond your control.
Okay, so that's about 2 minutes into the video, right? Now, you see, Elon Musk is speaking about what would you do? What would push you to the limit? Or would you stick to your beliefs, or would you fold under pressure? Basically the same test that Satan had put Job through. The test of all times. Loyalty to yourself. Understanding about yourself. So I'm talking about this as well as Elon Musk. And so did the Bible in the book of Job. The ultimate test. And this is what I've been talking about for the last 5 years of my life. I've been put through the ultimate test. The same test Job went through. The same test Elon Musk is talking about. And the same test that I've been speaking of for the last 5 years. The test of loyalty. The test of not breaking under pressure. The test of always standing 10 toes down and standing on business and believing what you said that you believe in. Standing on who you said that you were, and not letting nobody influence you to be somebody that you don't want to be, or to make you follow the leader and go and disregard your beliefs. If I said I'm godly, I'm godly. If I said I don't believe in turning on my people, I'm not going to turn on my people. If I said I don't want to be a part of the fucked up Illuminati members, then I don't want to be a part of the fucked up Illuminati members. Now, there's also good people that are in the elite, and those people know exactly what I'm speaking of at this very moment. So the ultimate test, the Truman Show spoke about it. Elon Musk is speaking about it. Tesla spoke about it. The Bible spoke about it. And I'm here speaking about it. You have to remain loyal to yourself, to God. And God is within you. And when you become loyal to God and yourself, then you realize that you are a God. And then that's when you earn your milk and honey. You hit the jackpot. You are then rewarded by the universe, by God, and within. You're rewarded. You've earned it. You worked hard for it, because it's not easy. Satan will push you. Elon Musk is talking about creating the ultimate test. And they watch, just like I said, on every platform to see who is doing this test like Jesus did. Who is refusing to turn evil. Who is really standing on business and really being godly. They wanted to know. And that person is going to be the chosen one. That person is going to be a billionaire. That person is going to be a leader. You know why? Because they worked very hard for it. They beat every test, trial, tribulation, everything that was intentionally thrown at them to make them end themselves. They stood on business and they beat the test. And now it's time for them to get double for their trouble. And that's what I've been speaking of for the last couple of years. How I've been being tested, and how I will not fold, and how I'm going to get my milk and honey, because I made it to my North Node. I climbed the ladder. I beat every test. And yes, it was days I cried. Didn't know which way to go. Felt like giving up, but I refused. So somebody needs to know that you have to keep your head up. You can't be easily influenced. You can't be tempted by temptation. You have to beat the test. And you can't get to the top by cheating your way to the top. Because even that is part of the test. Will they be loyal, or will they cheat themselves? And when you cheat to win, you've cheated yourself. Have a great day, guys. I love you.